Welcome to the punting monologue.
Here he comes, Chautauqua, boom!
With Benny Clifton.
He latches and wins!
And Sonny Munn.
That is unbelievable!
Proudly brought to you by Midbet. Make a game of it.
Can he do it? He's flying! Yes! There's history!
G'day punters, welcome to the monologue, welcome to April. Welcome to you, Benny. How are you, mate?
G'day, Sonny. How you going, mate?
Never been better, mate. Never been better. The clocks go back this weekend, don't they?
They do.
That's
what does
a
that mean
downer.
for us?
Oh, just more darkness, more inner turmoil, more crowbarring and spatulating myself out of bed every morning for another diet. No, it's going to be good.
And then there's plenty of rain around up in Sydney as
Is it
well.
going to be wet, is it?
Yeah.
All right, well, we are going to go to
is it?
Randwick, the Aussie Derby, or Derby, depending on where you're from, if you're a weirdo. Mate, first things first, pretty successful week last week. Cascadian, another Will, who you're all over like a cheap suit. And, mate, death taxes,
And
Timmy Cahill's forehead, buddy, the Friday fill-up, just book it.
And the best bet with linebacker. No, we're going well at the moment. Friday fill-up, yeah, is
It's ridiculous.
just... I don't know. I feel like a lot of them are in the country. I feel there's a bigger market edge, so I like to concentrate in those areas as well. So we've got another one this week, but Randwick, where most of our tips are going to be, 50 to 85 mils on Friday. That sounds like a lot of water.
It does, mate. It does. So that's obviously going to affect the way that you're tipping this week. But before we get into that, I want to start with the red hot form that is the Friday fill-up.
It's the Friday fill-up.
Mate, you've got 7 out of the last 8. What's that in a percentage?
Oh, mate,
A lot.
you got to do your prep and get that for me. I don't remember off the
87.5,
top of
I'd
my
say,
head.
off the
but-
top of me noggin. No big deal. No big deal. Some
I
of
think-
us went to year 8 dumb maths.
I think the important thing about that one last week, War Machine, was the price it started. So when
Right.
tipped, it opened up $3.80, some deductions in there, but started about $1.60. So
Yeah, see, that's where we differ. I thought the most important thing was that it won.
no,
Okay.
no, not for the long term ROI.
Okay, well, no acronyms here, although I am a VIP at ANZ and I did RSVP for a VB and some KFC. What's this Friday's fill-up, mate?
So we go to Cranbourne again, race 3, number 4, Driftnet. Actually got War Machine form from last week. The horse we tipped last week from its last start. At Kyneton, sort of settled outside the leader, battled on well. It was meant to run 2 weeks ago, but they was scratched 10 minutes before the race. Was completely off the map in the betting on that occasion. So I expect the same. Probably it might have had a little bit of setback there, and that's why it was scratched. But barrier 1 at Cranbourne, rail out 6 metres, go forward horse. I expect Celine Gaudry to jump it out and lead, and it'll be hard to run down. So, and with that War Machine form line holding up, I can't see how it drifts, but maybe the 30 days between runs will be the query. But I think we've seen enough of it that it'll be awfully hard to beat on Friday.
Get on now. And we're going for 8 out of 9. What's that as a percentage?
Oh, mate, have you got it there?
Oh, about 88.88. No big deal, mate. Mate, enough of the hoopla. Let's get to Saturday and let's get strategizing.
It's Benny Clifton's Group 1 strategy.
Ka-ching indeed. We're going to the Wet and Wild Randwick track, mate. Let's start off at race 6, the first of the Group 1s. It's over 1,400. Our favourite is Storm Boy at about 260. Then with the Golden Slipper Curse, Lady of Camelot, 390, 750 apiece for Coleman and Manal. And it sort of drifts after that. What do you fancy?
Yeah, I'm with Storm Boy. It just didn't go right for it in the Golden Slipper. It didn't jump well. They had to hunt it up. Then Ryan Moore directed it straight into the inferior ground on the inside. Still, gave a massive kick as well. So I think it was a complete forgive there. It's just a horse who, leading into that run, I thought this is probably looking for 1,400 metres. It looks like a horse who really thrive leading on a quick tempo over 1,400 metres. I think Barrier 8 will suit it a lot more than what Barrier 2 did on that occasion in the slipper. J-Mac will jump it out. It'll probably be the best part of the ground as well. I think that inside will cut up at Randwick on Saturday. So Storm Boy, happy to back it. A horse like Coleman beat at home in the Golden Slipper, but it was 40 to 1 on that occasion. You got to take SP into account when you're doing the form.
Mate.
And
Always. What I always say. Take SP into account.
People are willing to take 260 in a Golden Slipper. This feels a lot smaller, and you still got 260 about the best 2-year-old we've seen in a while. So don't jump off Storm Boy. I think he'll bounce back on Saturday.
Is it all about the barrier draw in the later races? if it's going to be bucketing
is.
down?
Yeah, I mean, there was a horse I was going to tip in race 5 called Bandy's Boy, which I had to scratch out because it's barrier 1, best horse in the race, but it might just be in a quagmire down there on the inside. So
Nothing shorter than that thing cantering home now that you've decided not to tip it. Well done. Let's go to the next one, mate. The next Group 1 is race 7. That's how it works, sequentially in numbers. This one's a bit shorter, over 1,200, mate. The famed Imperatrice is your favourite at $3.20. Then it's I Wish I Win at $4.20 for the smokers out there. Sunshine in Paris is $8 and it's $13 and above for the rest.
yeah, I'm against Imperatrice. I mean, I've been against her a
You
little
don't
bit.
like Imperatrice, do you? What is it?
I just.
She got photos of you threatening to publish
my
something.
initial feeling was she was just a Moonee Valley horse where she ran her best ratings. She did get beaten at Flemington in the Newmarket, which might have backed that up a little bit, but she did win the light. And look, I think she's probably a length and a half off her best that she was showing last campaign. I think she's still being priced off those peak ratings last time in. Look, she's a chance. The market's found her enough again. So I'm against her. I just think the horse with X Factor and a higher ceiling is I Wish I Win. This is a horse who ran second in the Everest. Won the TJ Smith on a heavy track last year. So, look, he'll get back in the field. I think the James McDonald engagement as a jockey will get even more out of this horse. He's as talented as a horse there is in Australia. And they obviously just keep him lightly raced, keep him fresh, and that's when he races best. And, this is obviously a target race for him. And, he's got a massive turn of foot. He'll be back in the field, but I think he can hunt down Imperatrice in the last 100 metres.
There you go. Multi-talented, can juggle, can dance, can hopefully win on Saturday. Just imagine out there, punters, what you could be buying instead. Let's go to race 8, mate. The big one, the Doncaster Mile here. I believe it's over 1,600 metres. Your favourite here was Another Will. You were spruiking this last week, saying if it won last week, which it did, it would be favourite this week. And you know what? He's done it again, folks. At $3.80, Another Will is your favourite, and then it looks like it's put a gap in him because after that you got Celestial Legend at about $8, Militarised at $9, Something I Can't Pronounce at $10s, as is Lady Laguna. You're surely back on Another Will.
Is it a Japanese horse you were talking about?
Yeah, let's go with that.
We'll
that sounds good.
Just call it the Japanese
I'm not
horse.
too sure if Yoshimura is the trainer, but it doesn't sound like it's from country Victoria.
No. Yeah, so, I mean, we talked about Another Will at length on the podcast last week.
Yes.
Couldn't have been more impressive. The market just kept smashing him. It was $2 probably an hour before the race started, $1.75, and they just couldn't get an offer on this horse. Jumped out outside the lead up, travelled beautifully, gave a good kick, which is what you expect. Jamie Carr doesn't wrap horses much, but she's calling this horse a freak and drops to 50 kilos. Barrier 21, we talked about the wet track. It'll work across. There's a little bit of speed outside it, so I think they'll be positive from that gate. And even if they sit wide, I don't think it'll matter. It'll be awfully hard to beat. Absolute, perfect timing about this horse. Worked their way through the grades. Got the automatic entry with the win last week, and on the back up on a wet track, 50 kilos.
A lot of ticks.
Awfully hard to beat.
A lot of ticks.
So we're with another. I just want to tip another horse as well, just to have something each way on. Number 16, Lindemann. I reckon it's come back much better this time in. Ran behind Fangirl first up, third to Think It Over. So a couple of weight for age runs and went to the Sky High, bolted in last start, ran really good figures there. Chris Wells had some pretty good success at dropping horses back from the 2,000 to 1,600 metres in these big miles, and this is obviously, as I say, a set play. Dropped 7.5 kilos, drawn barrier 22 as well, so I think it'll be positive. So it's another horse will be coming across with Another Will, and I think they'll find a spot, and I think they'll get first access to the best part of the track in the straight. So Lindemann and Another Will, I think you got most of the bases covered there, and it's an absolute cracking edition of the race. So
yeah, great. Patent at Benny Clifton 2-horse play. I love it. And mate, at Lindemann, I'm just looking at now is about $19. You can get $5.50 a place there. So obviously have a think about what you're really gambling with and set yourself a deposit limit because you don't need much on that. Mate, let's go to race 9 over 2,400 now. Put that kettle on. We've got Riff Rocket at $2.90 as your favourite. Zardozi at $3.70. Looks like a race in too because then it drifts a bit. Tom Kitten $7.50. Wymark $9. Obviously not without chances. Are you on the favourite?
No. So I'm putting a line through.
Even
Tom.
you're surprised.
I'm putting a line through Tom Kitten. I don't think he's going any good. People keep holding out hope that he's going to get sort of back to his best, but he's going no good in my opinion.
Kitten.
Riff Rocket, I went into this race thinking I'm going to tip this horse. I'm a huge fan of him, and then I just thought, I'm not sure. 2,400 metres. on a wet deck? Is it going to suit him? I thought, as far as setup for this race, Zardozi was the best.
Okay.
Because she ran last week, so she's on the backup. On the backup, she's got a little bit of hardness about him. 2,400 metres. She did this in the VRC Oaks last year, where she ran second in the Wakeful, backed up in the VRC Oaks, and won with a leg in the air, as they say. This is a harder race than that, but I really love that they've decided to back up here and got a couple of kilos on Riff Rocket. The tempo just didn't suit last start in the Vinery start, but it just kept finding the line, and its wet track form is pretty solid. So I'm happy to back Zardozi against Riff Rocket, but I think they're two really good 3-year-olds, and Riff Rocket will have his time in the sun. I just think Zardozi might have his measure on Saturday.
Beauty. One with a leg in the air. You know when you see statues from the war days of people on horses? Sometimes they've got a leg in the air, sometimes two legs. You know what that represents?
No, go on.
So if both legs are on the ground, they just sort of came back from war, died doing whatever they were doing. If one leg's in the air, it means they died as a result of wounds incurred in war. Right. If you ever see a statue with both in the air, they died during that battle. There you go, folks. You'll forget your PIN number and remember that.
You got that written down there?
No, I don't have it written down, mate. I'm just watching replays of old sporting games while you talk here. Mate, let's go to the top of the card now. I want to have a bit of a bet in race one. So, the Kindergarten Stakes. Wow, crikey, that's bold. 1,100 metres, mate. Our favourite is Espionage at 2:30. Just shading Rosalind Star at 2:45. Looks like you're patting at Quinella play there, because the next is in double figures. Which one of those two are you on?
I am on Rosalind Star. So
Okay.
I expected Rosalind Star to be favourite. I don't know if that was a little bit naive of me. Espionage didn't probably have the best of luck last start, but that form's just sort of struggling a little bit out of that Todman. I think there's a little bit of a query over that. And Rosalind Star, first up at Canterbury, was a really good effort behind a good horse called Gatsby. The market loved that race, and then consequently it went around $1.35 at the Kenzo track, bolted in, ran really good time. Nash sticks with a barrier 8. It'll go forward from that gate, and I love front runners that are drawn wide. So I think this Rosalind Star will be awfully hard to beat. I do think it'll press for favouritism, so I'll be locking in that price, because Espionage, I think, will be the drifter in the race.
Well, it did start around 270 and it's at 245 now, but just a reminder out there to all the punters to have a think. What are you really gambling with? Set yourself a deposit limit from the start of the day. Mate, we're the Washington Generals here.
Strap yourself in, punters. It's time for the Punting Monologue Quaddie. Proudly brought to you by Mintbet. Make a game of it.
We got pinged by a roughie last week, Kalapur or Kalapa or however you want to pronounce that
Kalapur,
bloody
yeah,
thing.
that's right.
Crikey.
But I think you're contributing to this lack of success.
What are you talking about? You've been
Because
watching
you just
Darren
keep
Brown things about
complaining
luck. No, I'm not complaining. I've been
about how many
positive.
horses I've got in each leg.
Oh, pull your
just
finger
putting
out.
doubt in my mind. My mind's all
Oh, yeah,
frazzled.
I'm clouding, am I? Bloody plenty of room between those ears, mate. It's your job to tip them, so let's go. Are we winning this week or what?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Okay,
see.
yeah,
We'll
real
know
positive.
by 6:30 on Saturday night.
We might know earlier the way we've been going.
All right, we're starting the TJ. I Wish I Win, number 1. Imperatrice, number 8. Number 10, Espiona, and number 11, Sunshine in Paris.
The winner's in there somewhere, surely.
Should be.
Hit me with race 8.
So we go race 8. We're going thin here because I'm chucking in Lady Laguna with my other little tips, my other tips that I tipped earlier. So Lady Laguna, number 12. Number 16, Lindemann, and the probable winner, number 18, Another Will. The horse on everyone's lips.
I'm worried about that, mate. I'm worried about that leg, but that's okay. Race 9, mate. What do you like?
So we go Riff Rocket,
Yep.
number 1. Number 7, Y Mark. I just think he's on the back up. He's got rock hard fitness. That could be the best setup, but I think he lacks a bit of quality of the top 2 in the market. Number 10, Adagio, and number 14, my tip, Zardozi.
Beautiful stuff. Bring it home.
Race 10, number 1, Learning to Fly. Number 6, Miraval Rose. She's a really good filly, Miraval Rose, but first up on a wet deck, not sure. Number 12, Commemorative, and number 18, Unique Ambition.
It's going to be a bloody quagmire by then, isn't it? Race 10.
and,
Slopping.
you know,
Mutter was a mutter.
we'll be doing a good job to get the quaddy on Saturday. I think.
Oh, yeah. It's my fault. I'm not positive enough. Just a reminder to imagine what you could be buying instead. Let's run through it, mate. We kick off the card in the Kindy Stakes with number 4, Rosalind Star. And then you were going to tip Bandy's Boy in race 5. I'm just going to slide that in there for anyone. So it'll probably get up now that you haven't backed it. Mate, the Group 1 plays. Have you got a best bet in the mix here?
Yeah, so Storm Boy. I'm
Okay.
sticking thick with Storm Boy.
Okay, great.
Don't,
Storm Boy in race
don't
6.
jump off him after one failure with excuses is my
Consider it done.
attitude.
So you're on Storm Boy. That is your best in race 6. Race 7, I wish I win. Race 8, the pattern of Benny Clifton 2-horse play with Lindemann and Another Will. And race 9's Dozy. They're all in the quaddie as well. Let's run through those numbers. Race 7, you got the toppy again. You got 1, 8, 10, 11. Race 8, you've got 12, 16 and 18. Race 9, 1, 7, 10, 14. And race 10, 1, 6, 12 and 18. And a reminder to hopefully get in early on Friday at Cranbourne. Race 3, number 4, Drift Net. Get on now before it... Well, what's the opposite of drift?
Hopefully
Shrinks.
jumps, leads and wins.
It just wins, mate. It just wins. Oh, just remember, have a think about what gambling is really costing you and set yourself a deposit limit. Benny, thanks for your time this week and good luck, punters.
Thank you, Sonny. Good luck, punters.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another cracking episode of the Punting Monologue. Proudly brought to you by Minbet. Make a game of it. Be sure to check us out on socials and head over to mintsports.com.au for the freshest entertainment in sports.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number or visit the website.